The hotel charge have been lifted. We now under the new issue. And the discussion under review, the minister needs to be placed. The speakers, colleagues, please, let's allow the colleague to make information. Information to the colleague, probably you were reading session. My information to the colleague, presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues. Our Anthony and Lord were very clear when he left the premise. There were at no point in time during our last sitting that the witness were ever held in contempt. He should appear and show cause why he should not be held in contempt. So my information is there was never a contempt lifted. That's my information. Presiding, the information sustained. Proceed 1 minute. My point is the invitation we stated that he should come along with his lawyer and then take it away. Right? To show cause why he should not be here when he's been management there to it. Okay, yeah. In fact that he should come why he can't be there to meet something suspicious at his door. And the other way, the whole issue. The whole issue has to do with right, whether he agrees or not. He be placed on a oath to discuss that. The oath that was taken the other day is the continuation of that we gave. So we'll proceed. Inquiry.
Our presiding on other told the witness is there is a procedure here. The house has a format which we are impressed. I didn't hear the witness. So normally you address the presiding.
Noted.
Co-presiding.
So Minister, as you proceed, Colin, recognize the chair, co-presiding, and then you proceed. Thank you. With that said, we should give the Minister a chance of a honorable member. No members here. Honorable Jacob Stanley. Conservation.
Distinguished colleagues, the witness took his stand without introducing those behind him. Who are they?
We take cognizance of your intervention. Okay, we will do that. So, the suspended Minister, please recognize those that you came with, and then we'll continue. So, let's get to the substantive of the invitation to the Minister, please.
Thank you. The Document Inspector General for the Ministry of Commerce, so Bella, my Chief of the Staff, Tali, one of the Assistant Ministers for Commerce.
Observation denied. Check out. Observation denied.
Once again, it's an honor to be before you to discuss this very important issue. But let me start that there was no increase in the price of rice that was effectuated.
Joseph denied. Information denied. All right. Joseph, please on your seat. Please on your seat. Honorable, please on your seat. Honorable Joseph, please on your seat. Honorable Joseph, please on your seat. You have to wash. Honorable Joseph, please wash the water in 2 months. Honorable Joseph, Honorable Joseph, Honorable Joseph, Honorable Joseph, Honorable Joseph, you have to know Honorable Joseph. Honorable Joseph, stay on your seat. Honorable Joseph, stay on your seat. Honorable Joseph, stay on your seat. Honorable Joseph, this is the last request to have you have a seat. Honorable Joseph, Honorable Joseph, have a seat. Thank you. Honorable Joseph, coming. Sign your hand. Sign your hand. Lift up the hand, Honorable Joseph, answer. Leave the chamber. Honorable Joseph, leave the chamber. Honorable Joseph, leave the chamber. Honorable Joseph, leave the chamber. Sign your hand, look at the corner. Please start the corner of the chamber. Honorable Joseph, please leave the chamber.
So folks, if you just joining me, my name is Prince. This is Focus on Liberia Television. We are here in the chambers of the House of Representatives. As usual, the floor is so much noisy as usual. This is what happens here when this body comes to conduct the business of the Liberian people. Most of the time, you see the kind of disturbances. Members are just moving across the aisles, and so here we are today while the Commerce Minister is on the stands to provide clarity on the issue of rice on the Liberian market, whether the price is increased or not. The house is so much noisy. Everyone is doing its own thing, and so if you're just joining us, this is Focus on Liberia News Outlight. We are here. And so folks, this is the plenary floor of the House in Liberia. Today is Thursday. It's session day, but this is how it looks like. Folks, The chamber is still nosing, while the Commerce Minister is standing right there to present to them the state of the rice in the Liberian market. Members are not giving a chance. The president is Thomas Fowler. I do not know what's happening with his Bible. The House is not ordered. This is against the very rules of the House of Representatives. But thanks for joining. Let's follow the minister's testimony.
So please allow me to provide an overview on the rights situation. Let me start with the contextual.
Chocolate, please have your seat. Chocolate, please have your seat. Thank you.
Allow me to proceed with a contextual overview on the rights issue. Upon assuming office on February 6th of this year, I was presented with documentations from rights importers which highlighted prior communications with the former administration. Notably, a communication dated October 3rd, 2023, included a request to increase the price of rice, Indian papa rice, commonly called IR64, from 7 bag. This request was predicated on a new 20% export duty imposed by India on this particular variety of rice, significantly impacting the cost structure for the importers. The previous administration decided to defer the matter to the incoming leadership. Additionally, it is important for me to note that the context of prior engagement with the rice importers by the former administration. Between 2017 and 2023, there were instances of rice shortages and inflation of prices up to $25 on the black market. In fact, at some point in time, due to the shortage, it was reported that rice price had risen to between $35 and $40 on the black market. In response to this crisis, a subsidy of $22 million was earmarked to support the importers. I remember when I appeared before this honorable body, I was asked to provide an update on this. We have been informed that out of the 22 million, only 11 million was presumably disbursed, with several outstanding claims by the rice importers. Our initial engagements and actions. In response to these inherited challenges, one of my first actions was to convene a meeting with the rice importers to discuss these issues comprehensively. During this meeting, the importers expressed additional concerns over escalating costs due to the increased shipping and insurance rates fueled by geopolitical tensions in Ukraine and the Middle East. They also highlighted several domestic issues contributing to their operational costs, including multiple fees from the APM terminal, the National Port Authority, and various additional logistical and transportation costs and fees, alongside bureaucratic delays that exacerbated their financial burdens. We immediately sought to understand the policies and regulations that were in place governing rice importation, and where needed, develop or update them. We also sought to establish the stock of rice in country and verify that sufficient rice was being shipped to avoid shortage and scarcity. Our findings. Indeed, there were several factors influencing the increase in rice prices globally. I wish I could have done a presentation. We cited several news articles and several reports from the various countries that are relevant to this, that verify the increase in price from their side. So some of them include scarcity of supply, increasing global demand, and asserted by the rice importers geopolitical conflicts in Ukraine and the Middle East, and restrictions imposed by the Indian government on non-basmati rice. In our case, the referred IR64 Indian papa rice variety that we consume. In July 2023, India announced that it would restrict exports of non-basmati rice to address its own domestic rice prices that had risen by more than 30%. India further imposed a supplemental tariff of 20% on exports of non-basmati rice, posing risk for global prices and heightened food insecurity. Over the past 15 years, I must note that India became the world's largest rice exporter, accounting for 40% of global rice exports between 2022 and 2023. Thus, any move it makes has significant market reverberations. Liberia and Liberians must understand that with our heavy dependence on imported rice, global changes and crises, be it climate, financial, war, or political decisions, will continue to have grave impact on our food security unless we develop our capacity to feed ourselves. Liberia, as a least developed country with years of governance issues and fiscal mismanagement, is grappling with continuous challenges. While we have the endowment, including land, climate, water supply, to develop a vibrant agricultural sector and improve food security, internal volatilities such as funding and logistics continue to inhibit us. Domestic production is still insignificant. Limited support towards domestic production underpinned by funding constraints, inefficiencies, limited investment in research and development, and improved farming technologies, underdeveloped supply chains, poor infrastructure, our own taste preference in terms of rice, and quality in terms of processing and packaging continue to impact the affordability of rice prices in Liberia as compared to various other countries, even in the sub-region. Liberia's logistical complexities include inadequate transportation infrastructure, lack of storage facilities, and difficulties coordinating between various supply chain actors from farm to market. These challenges result in delays, inefficiency, and increased costs, ultimately increasing the prices of rice and other general foodstuff on our market, even those that are produced here. The lack of profits available to rice farmers is another significant factor contributing to the spike in rice prices. Major rice exporting countries provide incentives, including subsidies to farmers, that makes it almost impossible.
Mr. Minister, we understand the complexity and the challenges that you're going into, but until the primary concern of member here has to do with the increase by alleged increase in the price of rice, so we have this conversation.
Thank you. So there has the increase was never announced or never effectuated. The president, in his wisdom and obligation, convened a meeting with the rice importers and instructed us to conduct a series of new negotiations. Further that, as you can see, he has established a committee on rice. We have developed our own internal structure, setting up an interministerial technical committee to look at all the issues impacting the cost of rice in the market.
Mr. Minister, in all certainty, can you clearly state the price of rice as of today's date on hold?
It is officially it is $16.75 as we indicated when we took over. When we took over, it was 17, and we asked the rice importers to give the government a break, and for the next 3 months, drop the price by 25 cents, which they did. After our engagement, Honorable Presiding, with the President, we instructed our IG, Inspector General, and his team to go out vigilantly ensuring that the price of rice remained as it was. We have record, there were several instances where we did discover from the retail side that impact, and the IG and his team ensured that where we caught rice sold above that price, they were auctioned there for the price stipulated and the funds given back to the stores or the vendors.
So to date, the price is
$16.75.
Thank you. Colleagues, we will hold you there and then allow interaction with our colleagues. Honorable Priscilla Cooper.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, co-presiding colleagues. Honorable Minister, I want to say thank you for being here, but this question goes to the IG. With regards to the increment that was there.
Sorry, Honorable, the IG is not on.
Okay, so maybe
the
Minister can answer the question. Okay. So with regards to the increment that was there, I heard you say the price of rice was $16.75, right? And then you also said that there were kind of routine check to ensure that the price of rice remains stable. But my question is, during those routine checks, was there any discovery of an increment in price? And if the prices were increased, what was done? What were they, afterwards? What was done? And again,
he said that, he said that we demonstrated that, yes, they're happy, and they were also the phone when we returned. I think he said that.
And
we still getting a disposition for 1 minute close.
Okay, and I just want to say, okay, the price of rice, we will always have a problem in this country with regards to rice. If we are not producing it, you cannot control a market that you do not, that you don't have anything to do with. If a problem, it will affect this country. We should be looking beyond. They're just setting up small committees
That should
say
be
we
part
want
of
to
the
increase
challenges that we all need to work with until at the end of the day we derive a formula as a government.
Please. No, don't tell me get a mic. Don't do that.
Please
Don't
allow
do
the
that. Don't even people to me. Don't do that. Don't do that. You are not telling me how to talk. Don't do that. Don't tell me how to talk. Don't tell me how to talk. I'm a colleague. Don't tell me how to talk. Don't forget what we said. Don't tell me how to talk. You want me to want to see this. You're not telling me how to talk. Then you ask me to respect you all the time. You don't even respect your own colleague. If you don't give respect, nobody will respect you. Why you tell me how to talk? Don't forget about me. I'll be the last person. I don't even back down. I don't back down. Don't forget about me. I'm telling you, don't forget about me. If you don't even talk to me, if you listen, don't want to interrupt me. I will continue to talk. I will not out down here. No, I'm not the only one. Let me see how you talk. Let me see how you talk. Which nonsense is that? That's not everybody agree to do it. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about what we said. Understand? No. Don't forget about me. I'm taking it back
So, folks, here you have it again. We are here. Focus on Liberia TV. The chambers of the House of Representatives. Commerce Minister Amin Modad has made it clear that the price of rice has not been increased. The price stands at $16.75 per 25 kg bag of rice. And we're going to do our own follow-up on that as journalists. But thanks for
for his presentation and clarity on the rice issue. I want to ask 2 questions to the Honorable Minister. Question 1, Honorable Minister. The information coming from the ministry, besides through you, by the press conference and other communication outlets, carry one set of message. The message that you were, according to your presentation, if I quote you correctly, an issue that was deferred from the previous administration on a specific variety of important rights, trying to effect what previous administration deferred. That information led to an unintended effect in the market. We spoke about one variety, which later was reversed, but it led to a ripple effect. Other varieties on the market, businesses in the Leeward County like mine, districts in the rural area like mine, do not have the privilege and opportunity to many media outlets, and do not have access to radio and all of that. one set of information will appear to them, it stays with them forever, and to reverse the impact of that is to continue on to go on. Particularly in Swedru District. My question is, I hear in your report the instances that unintended consequences came out. So how are you going to move swiftly now to make sure that the people in Grand Jida County do not continue to have this kind of impact as well? The other final question I want to ask. We know that the issue of rice business is kicking it again down the road. Precisely the issue or your policy with RPD. They are asking today, how many people in this country that have the permit to import rice? Because when you have a non-monopoly, at least we have representation for the Southeast, so for the Central Liberia of the Mensa is recognized. Central. So we have the Southeast, now we have Central. Mobility on the seat.
So our guests and my fellow colleagues, the issue of rice in the country is very important. And I hope that the manner in which we have attached importance to it, we can continue this process. For me, Honorable Minister, I'm kind of concerned not only for Monrovia, but where I come from, places like Topapolo, where my people right now buying rice, $4,000. People, it was $4,200, but again, at least this morning is better. It's $4,000. What have those seen? Because before it was $3,500, and after your press release, it went up to that amount. What are we doing to control the hiking the prices in those areas? Because our people don't have means to challenge the people that carry the rice. But if we can put people on the field to inspect not only in Monrovia, but in the rural areas, it's going to be a great help to us. And my next concern is, I think it's important that the market is open, that we can have many people that have ability that have more money, but people like are now finding a route to District 1 and that is Dublin. We can go and produce more rice. And we can make sure that we all, like me, every year I make rice farm, so I eat country rice. So it's important, yes, I eat country rice. So it's important that the government try to open the market, that we can have more people bringing rice that can fulfill the issue until we reach to the point of producing our own rice through the effort of the government and even offsetting it. So I say, Minister, like when continue like that.
Thank you, Minister. Please take it. We're all recognized on the ethics of Lima. Others represent Lima for this. Lima. Equality now. Thank you. We have Amin Johnson of Nigeria. That's for Barcelona. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for recognizing me to speak and ask this question on behalf of the people of the world. Mr. Minister, from your deliberation, there are a few things that I jot down. According to you, there was some communication dated back as October 2023 from the rescue protocol calling for some subsidy.
And according to the information that was sold for the $2 million allotted for the importers. And you could not outrightly confirm whether this money was disbursed to them. And you were talking about 11 million to them. So one thing I would like to know is what is the status of the balance payment to this importer? I would like to know the status of the balance payment because one thing I know is that this issue of rice in this country is not just the constraint phase is not just a local constraint. For the fact that we cannot produce, we will always have to subsidize those who bring in the food. So what is the status of this payment? That tomorrow we will wake up, the importer says tomorrow we not bringing no other rent because the money are not paid. We are having an experience there. Today we are not able to get our vehicle because when the draft budget, yes, when the draft budget, it was stated in the draft budget that the banks were going to receive something a month. But then, when they approved budget, they saw that the money was cut down. So today, we are feeling that pain and we are not able to get our.
Calm this down. Thank you. Calm this down. Smoke Mama from Bolsonaro. Please stay there. Please start with together. So, Tina. For you to start one. Almost spoke my mouth and flow.
Alright, in India, the Pampo rice is sold for 42 rupees, which is 6.67 United States dollars. Likewise, based upon your tariff, 20%, it gave us 50.4 rupees, which is 7.2 USD per bowl rice. There's a huge difference. I don't know whether it's based on taxation, storage, or shipment. There's a difference of $9. I would like to know whether for your end, whether you can work upon the way we drop the price at least to $50 so that our people can have the right.
Okay. Thank you, Abo.
Connected.
Thank you. Thank you. Abo. We'll take Abo Mary Johnson of Great Chile. You know, Minister, just take your note. Colleagues will eat up to at least 3 years.